Hey, Patriots, welcome to the Raw Feed. I'm Gary Franchi, and we are coming to you live from the heart of America, where the truth still matters. And right now we're streaming to millions worldwide on YouTube and simultaneously broadcasting on Rumble and X. And if you're not following us on all platforms, you are missing critical updates when big tech censorship strikes. Now, let me tell you what makes us different. This is not your typical news show where talking heads lecture you. What sets us apart is we actually interact with you in the lighting a real-time reaction to today's explosive news. Remember, your voice matters here. And speaking of which, we're going to feature your super chats and Rumble rants on screen between segments for the world to see, even if you send them in right now before we dive into today's bombshells. Every contribution helps us fight the information war. Now, today in history, July 25th, 1974. The Supreme Court ruled unanimously that President Nixon must turn over the Watergate tapes. That decision brought down a presidency over a hotel break-in. Today, we're exposing and Watergate look like jaywalking, from Obama's intelligence conspiracy Epstein client list finally cracking open. And if you want to support independent journalism privately, hit those donation links in the description below. Every dollar helps us expose corruption that the mainstream media just won't touch. Now, for our ex-viewers, repost the show to your followers right now. Help us break through the algorithm. And everyone watching, grab your phone and text this stream link to 5 friends. That's how we bypass big tech suppression and spread the truth organically. Now, today's show will rock the establishment. Its core. The Obama firewall is crumbling as former aides scramble to suppress evidence of the greatest political conspiracy in American history. Ghislaine Maxwell just handed over 100 names to the DOJ. The Epstein protection racket is finished. And RFK Jr. has exposed hospitals harvesting organs from living patients. The medical establishment's darkest secret is now out. And deep in the Florida Everglades, Alligator Alcatraz has become ground zero in an immigration battle with actual patrolling the perimeter. If you want to show your support publicly, you can check out the merch shop at nextnewsnetwork.com. We got the legendary Alligator Alcatraz series, President Otto Pen designs, and our American Badass collection that triggers liberals everywhere. You can also join our YouTube channel memberships. Each level unlocks exclusive perks, so get special acknowledgement in the chat room, behind-the-scenes content, access to our team, and entry to our members-only 24/7 Discord server where patriots gather around the clock. And the establishment thought they could memory hole these stories. They thought Americans stay asleep while corruption festered in darkness. Well, they were wrong. Today, we're shining a spotlight so bright it'll burn through every lie, every cover-up, every protection racket they've built. From Obama's intelligence chiefs weaponizing government against Trump, to the Epstein client list that could topple governments, to doctors treating living humans like spare parts inventories, to detention centers where criminals actually choose jail over deportation, we are covering it all. Remember, this is your show, your voice, your platform for truth. The chat is flying, the donations come, the reposts are spreading. Together, we are building an information army that they cannot. So get ready for revelations that will shake America's power structure to its foundation. The firewalls are falling. The truth is emerging, and justice is coming. So let's dive into today's explosive stories because the Raw Feed starts now. But let's welcome our special guest to the program, you. Who's here tonight? Robert Lockhart. We got America Has Heroes. Karen Myron. Daniel Hinckley. Texan. Mrs. Pothead Kenny. Adam. Sabrina. Antonia Flores. Eva Williamson. Who else is in the house? We got Blessed Mess, T. Rich, Cindy Myers, Sabrina, Antonio, the one and only Don, Ron the Don, Alice Cersei, Tyson Curie. God is good all the time. Procent Sculpts, Procent Nails is here. Who else is in the house tonight? Come on, come on. This is your moment to shine. John Winters, Todd Siegel, Threads of Hera, Cindy Myers. We're going to go to the top. Who here? Rumblebot, Patricia Duff, Freedom Nugget. Gang is filing in. We got Charles Rockwell, Nick TD, Annie Dennis, Rob Bomber, Scott Edwards. Who else is in the house? We've got Mike and Lucinda. We got Declared Penguin, Bless Mess, Philip Warren. All have gathered with us tonight. Okay, let's get to our trivia question and get this show on the road because the Obama firewall is crumbling. So, what did Nixon's plumbers actually call their secret break-in unit? Was it A, the White House Special Investigation Unit, B, Dick's Dirty Dozen, C, the Watergate Water Boys, or D, Operation Sneaky Pete? Well, you're going to have to drop your answer in the chat or in the comments. I think I know, but you guys can weigh in. We're going to get after the segment, so don't go anywhere. New developments in the Obamagate scandal are sending shockwaves through Washington tonight. Obama's former aides are in full panic mode, and now we know why. NBC News just confirmed they're desperately trying to suppress evidence that proves everything we've been saying for years. Now, this is not some minor political scandal. This is the systematic weaponization of our intelligence agencies against a sitting president. Brennan, Clapper, Comey, they were not acting alone, and the trail leads straight to the top. And the people who called us conspiracy theorists are suddenly very, very quiet. So what you're about to see will change how you view the Obama administration forever. The firewall they built to protect their secrets is now crumbling, so stay with me. Now, you probably think your 401k is safe, but it wasn't designed to make you wealthy. It was built to shift retirement costs and risk onto you, leaving your savings exposed to crashes, inflation, and chaos. But Americans are waking up and taking control of assets like gold. Noble Gold Investments has helped thousands secure their future by converting part of their 401k into a tax-advantaged gold IRA without penalties or headaches. It's safe and simple and smart. Visit nextnewsgold.com to get your free wealth protection kit and discover how to safeguard your savings. Open a qualified account today and receive two 5-ounce silver America the Beautiful coins free. That's nextnewsgold.com, your exit from the danger zone. Number on the screen, 877-646-5347. And when you talk to Colin and the boys over there, tell them Gary Franchi said what's up. Now, the fake news is in full panic mode, trying to say that Obamagate is just a decade old, so it just doesn't matter anymore. No statute of limitations for treason, though, and that's why they're running for cover. The media is just as guilty and corrupt. Check this out.
And so, Chris,
a lot of information out there about Russia's efforts 9 years ago to interfere in the election.
And so, Chris, throwing it all the way back to 2016, it is a long ago. You've been part of the Intel Committee for a long time. Is there any doubt about the intelligence that found Russia tried to help Trump in that election?
So no, and not any election really since the Cold War. It should not surprise Americans that Russian intelligence officers are interfering in American affairs. In this case, the SVR, the FSB, which is actually their military intelligence component, directly got involved in trying to sow discord in American society, create polarization, make Americans, different components, hyper-aware of issues that really were, appealing to different sides. But I think it's important to point out, and a lot
of information out there.
Oh, yeah, sure. It's important to point out. You know what's important to point out? That these guys are still the lies. They are still carrying water for the intelligence community and Barack Obama because they know that their goose is cooked. Okay? When Tulsi Gabbard comes forward with documents that clearly show that Russia had no role and that they were actually planning for Hillary Clinton and they had completely different intelligence, and then that suddenly it changed after Barack Obama gives the signal, okay, that's the fact. Okay, these are the declassified documents that prove it. But you got guys going on TV still are going to hold up those very same documents that were used for this whole freaking conspiracy to begin with. It's absolutely ridiculous. Barack Obama's former aides are now reportedly hoping to conceal rapidly unfolding revelations about the apparent conspiracy between Obama and his top intelligence chiefs to pin President Donald Trump to Russia from the wider American public, according to an NBC report. Does that surprise you? It shouldn't. Okay? This is called damage control. And they are freaking out. Hillary Kudlow, as the Obamagate scandal goes beyond Brennan, Comey, and Clapper, it's leading straight back to Barack Obama. Speaker Johnson says Tulsi Gabbard has now proved what we knew all along and vows that we will finally get true accountability and justice. Let's listen to the House Speaker.
Bottom of that, it is a heck of a thing. We knew it intuitively that was happening throughout the whole first Trump administration. I was on the House Judiciary Committee. We had oversight responsibility over a lot of that, and we uncovered a lot of stones and a lot of corruption. But wow, to have the Director of National Intelligence come out with the records that she has is a blockbuster. And we've got to get down to the bottom of that. Larry, we have to have accountability because the weaponization of the intelligence community undermines our very system of justice here, and it's very, very serious stuff. Well, the August district work period will not stop our work. It's an around-the-clock, 24-hour operation here. We've got to get the answers to the American people, and we will demand accountability. So, Larry, my commitment is, I'll say publicly as I do privately to the we will use every tool within our arsenal to bring about equality here. And if we have to create and pioneer new tools, we'll do that as well. We owe that, because really, at the end of the day, you're talking about foundational principles of the republic that are jeopardized here. That is not hyperbole. You can't overstate how important this is.
Yeah,
it is a heck of a thing. We knew
it's
it
time
intuitively.
to know exactly what happened. Tulsi Gabbard bringing all the documents forward. Now, I just saw this post today. Apparently, Twitter under Jack Dorsey took this video down. Barack Obama, the unmasking of General Flynn, illegally wiretapped Trump Tower, which is treason. We were never this divided as a country before Obama stepped foot in the White House. Obamagate is way bigger than Watergate. Yeah, see, look at this. Here's a meme for you. There is Obamagate, and there is Watergate. Check this out.
Our constitutional democracy enshrines the peaceful transfer of power.
The peaceful transition of power is one of the hallmarks of our democracy. We want to do everything we can to help you succeed. If you succeed, then the country succeeds.
These declassified documents were just released.
Officials in the Obama administration were asking for the identities to be unmasked of Americans.
Unmasking of aides and staffers of the incoming president.
The basic charge, political spying.
To disrupt the peaceful transfer of power.
Unmasking of American citizens it could be a real problem.
Why is it that the unmasking of Flynn somehow ended up in the pages of the Washington Post?
Nothing about those moves to investigate Michael Flynn.
The vice president said that yesterday, and then the last name on this list is Joe Biden.
The Obama administration was bitter. They wanted to do everything they could to undermine the incoming Trump administration.
Really designed to sabotage and really upend the new administration.
An outgoing president and a vice president and a Washington Post columnist and the FBI setting up an incoming administration. Wow, that's a real conspiracy, and nobody wants to talk about it.
Obamagate, my friends, it is now wide out in the open. Okay, now that video you just saw was posted by Chicago One Ray, August 20th of 2024. Okay, we've obviously known about this. I mean, how long, how many frickin' reports did we cover? Russiagate, for like the entire administration. Constantly. The whole thing was a hoax. The whole thing was a fraud. Trump clearly telling us. The whole first Trump administration. So, of course, this is nothing new. And that's why they're saying, oh, this was 10 years ago. Why should you care? Because our republic is at risk. When the people in the highest office of the land orchestrate a coup to overthrow the duly elected president and the will of the people, we have a very serious problem. And if they think they can get away with it, they'll win. And again, and again. And you won't have it anymore. You'll have what looks like a republic, feels like a republic. The politicians will lie to you with a smile on their face. Oh yeah, everything is great. Behind the scenes, they are stealing, robbing, and taking everything for themselves. Here's this. January 3rd, 2017, 3 days before the release of the manufactured ICA alleging Russian hacking, Trump and Obama was concocting the intelligence. Meanwhile, Maddow and Schumer were trying to preemptively build the Russia hacking narrative before the ICA was released. So how could they know? Before the ICA was released. It's only because Schumer's on the inside. He knows what they're cooking up. Listen.
This tweet has been posted. Let me ask you, I don't know if you have seen this. I don't want to blindside you with this. This is the latest statement, latest tweet, as you were just saying. The president latest unsolicited pronouncement on the intelligence community. This tweet just a little while ago tonight. You see the scare quotes there. The intelligence briefing on so-called Russian hacking was delayed until Friday. Perhaps more time needed to build a case.
Boom! Right there. President Trump. Right there. He called it then. He knew it. Rachel Maddow mocking him. Schumer mocking him. Watch.
Very strange. We're actually told, intelligence sources tell NBC News since this has been posted, that actually this intelligence briefing for the president-elect was always planned for Friday. It hasn't been delayed. But he's taking these shots, this antagonism, this taunting to the intelligence community.
You take on the intelligence community, they have 6 ways from Sunday at getting back at you. So even for a practical, supposedly hard-nosed businessman, he's being really dumb to do this.
What do you think the intelligence community would do if they were motivated?
I don't know, but from what I am told, they are very upset how he has treated them and talked about them. And
what would they do? I don't know. What happened in Butler? Let's keep going. We got more. Listen very carefully to Charlie Kirk here. Very important.
Comey starts with, well, we know that Russia casting. Listen to it. Starts with Comey. Listen very carefully here. Comey starts with, well, we know that Russia interfered. You have to have a trained ear for this stuff. And then Brennan repeats the first part of what Comey says and adds his own little fake rhetorical flair that no intelligence supported. And then Hillary Clinton finishes the second part of Brennan's sentence with her own thing saying Donald Trump knew about it. So it grows and it snowballs into this monstrosity of a falsehood. Play cut 365 again.
Go, Charlie.
Russians interfered in our election during the 2016 cycle. It is a high confidence judgment of the entire intelligence community.
It was Russia in a very systematic way in trying to interfere and to try to advance the prospects of Donald Trump being elected.
Donald knows that the Russians helped him win in 2016. There will always be an air of illegitimacy around the 2016 campaign.
And there you have it. That's how your intel agencies work, with orchestration, conspiracy, with collusion, and in harmony. Per the House report, the claim that Trump wanted, the claim that wanted Trump to win was based on one fragment of a sentence, when in reality, there was an overwhelming pile, an overwhelming plethora, an overwhelming amount of evidence to the exact 180 opposite contrary. We're not debating whether or not Russia tried to sow chaos in the 2016 election. What we are now learning is that they were not doing anything to help Donald Trump. In fact, they had information that could have helped Donald Trump, and they did it. Instead,
let's keep going. It goes even deeper. Check this out. Here's Glenn Beck, man. Oh, I love Glenn Beck and his chalkboard. I mean, this is classic stuff right here, man. All right? This is old school. Watch.
But she says that he should be indicted and prosecuted. Not going to happen. Just not going to happen. Joe Biden, it's not going to happen. Hillary Clinton, not going to happen. But really, these two are the ones that are the kingpins. She's the one starting it and pushing it forward. When it doesn't work, he steps in and he says, mutate, and now push it forward. And then what happens? I mean, if I was doing a chalkboard of power, these are your kingpins here. And they started everything. I think you have the ones who should actually go to jail, and we'd have a chance of putting in jail. I think definitely these two. I think this guy too, because this guy. He's
talking about John Brennan.
He's been involved, and now he's doing all the fundraising, and then he's also doing all of the lawfare against Donald Trump. Now he is still going, so he's actually a designer. Okay.
So he's pointing to Mark Elias, Susan Rice, John Brennan, Hillary Clinton, Barack Obama at the top.
But these are the ones that you should. She says that he should be.
All right, let's keep going here. Party's not over yet, guys. Jessica Tarlov flipping out on Jesse Waters and Kellyanne Conway over the Russiagate intel report. Jessica Tarlov, really?
It wasn't 200 pages. Jessica Tarlov, did you read the report that Tulsi dropped?
Sections of
you
it. I
haven't
did not
read
read all
the
200
report?
pages.
Well, it wasn't 200 pages. It was 44.
Oh.
That's why I read them, because it wasn't 200 pages. Did you know that the assessment said that Putin wanted Trump to win? Putin tried to help Trump win? Putin had blackmail on Trump, and that Putin tried colluding with the Trump campaign. All of those things were erroneous, and the intelligence
Putin wanted Trump to win.
No,
Putin
did you read the report? Okay, so if you had read the report, you would have known
Jesse,
that Putin had no preference who won.
That's not true.
Okay,
Literally,
you obviously didn't read the report.
That actually has nothing to do with this.
Yes, it does.
Well, that's one of the main points in the report.
The report is erroneous.
Why?
Well,
you didn't
yes,
read?
because
No,
Jessica,
you guys
I'm
are
a
literally
campaign
going
manager.
back.
I'm sick of it. We spent years, 6 figures worth of
You're
legal
saying that
bills
Putin
for low
that the intel that our intel and the rest of the world.
Donald Trump was ever president, including now when he's sending patriots to Ukraine and calling Putin.
Yeah, I think that Putin really loved it when he stood up there next to him in Helsinki and said, "Oh, he told me he didn't want to interfere in the election."
I don't really care who Putin wanted to win the election.
You just brought it up. You obviously do care.
No. It went on. Excuse me. The media needs to own up to being part of this lie for years. 2,000 minutes. That is 2 days out of a human being's life, just in coverage of this thing called Russia collusion.
Why are there 13 nationals that were charged with interfering with the election if it wasn't true?
And that wasn't true. That wasn't what the report
Look at the Mueller report. Look at it.
The
Look what
Mueller
he said
report
about
was a joke.
interference. No, it wasn't.
There was interference, Jessica. There was
That's what we're
interference.
talking about.
No.
And that's
not
what
we're
Obama
talking about.
said.
There was interference, but you guys said for 2 years that there was collusion, there was blackmail,
and that
Trump preferred and tried to help Trump.
I think that people who said there was collusion, which is a made-up term anyway,
I'm not going to be as the campaign manager. I wasn't talking to people. Excuse me. I wasn't talking to people in Moscow. I was talking to people in Macomb County, Michigan, and Mecklenburg County, in North Carolina. That's how he won. He won because Hillary was a flawed candidate, and every time you guys have a shitty candidate, you do all these shenanigans to try to stop Trump. I'm sick of it.
All right, we're going to get everybody else involved in the discussion. Jessica Todd.
Those are the kinds of conversations that people are having right now with their liberal relatives, trying to explain to them what Tulsi Gabbard. And what's the first thing she did? Oh, it's erroneous. It's erroneous. Let me remind you, Tulsi Gabbard actually ran as a Democrat presidential candidate. Okay, can we just roll back the tape on that one? All right? She was standing up for the Democrat Party. And then she got so sick of it, she left. And now she's the DNI. And now she's blowing the whistle with all the documents. So when they just say, oh, it's erroneous, they just try to shrug it off because, as you saw, she hadn't even read the report. That's how bad it is. But I'm sure you guys are having conversations just like that with your liberal relatives. Oh, The View. You know, thankfully they're going to be off the air for a while. I'm not sure how long, hopefully indefinitely. Maybe Joy Behar can find some joy somewhere. But apparently The View wants Trump sued over Obama treason claim. But watch what comes out of their mouths. Uh-oh, what's going on?
Sue somebody for Why can't Obama sue Trump for defamation of character?
Well, public figure. Well, I got to tell you, the standard is certainly higher in defamation, for defamation, because President Obama is a public figure. But accusing someone of treason, which, if you're found guilty of that, one of the penalties could be.
Wait, so now The View wants to sue somebody for because they suggested that they're treasonous.
Because what you have is the President of the United States asking the Georgia Secretary of State to find votes to steal an election and to just really, I think, sabotage our democracy. That is not only criminal, it is psychotic in a sense. And I think that
it's treason.
It's treasonous. It's treasonous.
By the way, Mar-a-Lago was infiltrated by Chinese spies. What Trump did is he should be indicted for. I just think the case Merrick Garland has to make is much harder.
Isn't there treason in here somewhere? Yeah, I don't think they want to do that.
Yeah, Trump. Obama should sue Trump for treason. Sure. Meanwhile, they're screaming treason themselves. Folks, it is getting... the walls are closing in. Let's just put it that way, okay? The walls are closing in. Obama and all of his cronies, they're lawyering up. They know that their days are numbered. We're going to keep following this story. If you got value from this report, tap subscribe. My final thought is next. So this does change everything. We're not talking about some minor political dust up here. We're watching the systematic unraveling of the biggest abuse of power in American history. Obama didn't just know, he orchestrated it. His intelligence chief rogue, they followed orders. The Russia hoax wasn't incompetence, it was sabotage. And now, with Tulsi Gabbard at DNI dropping declassified bombs and Larry Kudlow connecting dots straight to Obama's desk, the whole protection racket is collapsing. Okay, they wiretapped Trump Tower. They unmasked Flynn. They manufactured evidence. They weaponized our intelligence agencies against an incoming president. That's not politics, that is treason. So here's my question. Should Obama face the same treatment they gave Trump? Raids, indictments, and purple? Drop a yes or no in the comments below the conversation. And while you're fired up, check out our merch shop. It's linked down below. Show the world you are not buying their lies anymore. You can support our exposure of President Otto Penn, Alligator, Alcatraz, and pick your favorite member of the administration at shop.nextnewsnetwork.com. I'll see you there. Woo! Yeah! Come on! Arrest them all! Okay. Where are we at? Whoa, $54 in super chats already. Yeah, baby, come on. Show me the money. Show me the money. We got OCP official rep dropping $10. Love that intro. The 80s must have been really fun. Yes, they were. I grew up in them. Nick TD dropping $25. Love your show. Thanks for all your hard work, Gary and team. And Alice Cersei, you tell him, Gary. You. So we're right on $54, and I'll just drop a 50 in here. Keep it simple. 50, and then we'll round up and put a 5 in there. So we're at $55 in the Alex Jones Was Right jar. We are not done. Don't go anywhere. What is the answer to our trivia question? You guys said the Watergate Water Boys. No, it was the White House Special Investigations Unit.
How dare you?
You guys, man. You could have Googled it. Yes, Nixon's burglars were actually called plumbers because they fixed leaks. All right. Let's go to our next trivia question, and we're going to go into the Epstein firewall. It is cracked, baby. Ho, 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 ho. This has got everybody in D.C. freaking out. Oh, yeah, I can smell the jet fuel from all those private jets getting ready to leave. They are getting ready to flee the country. Every single one of them. You know it. Either that or they're calling their best lawyers. Okay. Which code name did Secret Service give Bill Clinton for his Epstein flights? Was it A, Eagle, B, Lolita Express frequent flyer, C, Billy's Bizarre Adventure, or D, the Arkansas Aviator? Which one is it? You can drop your answer in the chat or the comments or in the poll. Okay, so wild stuff happening on the Epstein front. We're going to get right into it right now. Don't go anywhere. We've got some breaking developments in the Epstein case that have the establishment in total meltdown tonight. I can smell the jet fuel from the private planes. Ghislaine Maxwell just finished her second meeting with the Justice Department, and what she handed over has some very powerful scrambling for their private jets. Yes, we're over 100 names, politicians, judges, princes, Hollywood elites, billionaires, 2 full days of testimony with Deputy AG Todd Blanche himself. The protection racket that kept those predators safe for decades is now collapsing in real time. Trump says he has the list and he's ready to release it. Congress is issuing subpoenas. The Clintons are freaking out. The panic is palpable, and what you're going to hear explains why some very famous people are suddenly lawyering up. So keep on watching. And while the elite protected their sick secret for decades, they also pushed healthy foods that secretly destroyed our strength. Most guys think low testosterone comes from aging, but the real culprit is something we eat daily, something they told us is good for us. This one food devastates testosterone. It drains energy and kills motivation. Just like we are exposing their lies about Epstein, Sculpt Nation exposes testosterone-killing food. Men who stopped eating it are building muscle, burning fat, and reclaiming. Don't let them keep you weak. Visit sculptnation.com and then to watch the video revealing this hidden truth about your diet. It's linked in the description. Okay, so check this out right now. This is huge. Yeah, Ghislaine Maxwell, she's got a big old smile on her face, and it is for a reason. Holy cow. Let me just break this down. The Epstein firewall is cracking wide open. Ghislaine Maxwell just dropped a bombshell from behind bars. According to her attorney, she sat down for 2 full days of questioning with the DOJ by Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche and handed over information on 100 different people connected to Jeffrey Epstein. Yes, 100 names. Her lawyer, David Oscar Marcus, confirmed Maxwell was asked about every possible thing you could imagine, everything, and for the first time Since her conviction, she talked, not in court, not in secret, with federal prosecutors. Why now? Well, the question is ricocheting through every power corridor from Manhattan to D.C. Maxwell is currently serving 20 years for federal sex trafficking and conspiracy, but she's also appealing her conviction and speculating that she's seeking clemency from President Trump. Trump did not deny it. When pressed earlier today, the 45th president said, "I haven't thought about it, but acknowledged he holds the power to grant her a pardon or commutation." This is not some tabloid tease. This is the first official cooperation between the U.S. government and the woman who stood at Epstein's side for decades. If Maxwell truly named 100 individuals, this could ignite a political earthquake. So who's on the list? Hollywood elites, royal figures, intelligence assets, billionaires, judges. And more urgently, what is the DOJ going to do with it now? Everything changes. Stay tuned. President Trump, check this out. Here's what he had to say as he was leaving for Turnberry, Scotland earlier today. President Trump says he is allowed to pardon Ghislaine Maxwell. The only reason he didn't do it is if she exposed the only reason he would do it, that is, if she exposed the Epstein clients. Liberal Hollywood cannot be happy. Listen to this.
Would you consider a pardon commutation for Ghislaine Maxwell?
It's something I haven't thought about. It's really something. It's something I'm allowed to do it, but it's something I have not thought about.
But you wouldn't rule it out, sir.
Why has the dollar?
Okay, there's more. President Trump says he never went to Epstein's island.
Well, I don't want to talk about that. What I do want to say is that Todd is a great attorney, but you ought to be speaking about Larry Summers. You ought to be speaking about some of friends that are hedge fund guys. They're all over the place. You ought to be speaking about Bill Clinton, who went to the island 28 times. I never went to the island.
Do you maintain you did not write a letter for Jeffrey Epstein's birthday?
I don't even know what they're talking about. Now, somebody could have written a letter and used my name, but that's happened a lot. All you have to do is take a look at the dossier, the fake dossier. Everything's fake with that administration. Everything's fake with the Democrats. Take a look at what they just found about the dossier. Everything is fake. There are a bunch of people. Where did you see the people laying outside?
Right across the door,
So President Trump, you heard him. He just named names. Now here we have this breaking news. Ghislaine Maxwell was granted immunity. Did you hear that? Ghislaine Maxwell, we just dropped this 39 minutes ago, and she talked. In an unprecedented move, convicted sex trafficker Ghislaine Maxwell was granted immunity by the Department of Justice, allowing her to speak freely during two secretive high-level interviews with the Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche, sources confirm. Over 9 hours, Maxwell answered every question about 100 individuals connected to the Epstein network without holding back. This was not part of a plea deal. Her lawyer insists there have been no asks and no promises, but the reality is impossible to ignore. Maxwell initiated the meeting, she got immunity, and now Trump has clemency power. As you just saw, when asked if he'd pardon her, he said, "I can't talk about that now. It's a very sensitive interview." But he acknowledged that Blanche is a great attorney and confirmed he holds the power to act. Now, sources say Trump's top criminal defense lawyer will reveal what he learned at the appropriate time. So what did she give him? Her lawyer said that Maxwell was asked about others who might have committed crimes against victims. When pressed about whether she fabricated to gain favor, her response was sharp. She wants to tell the truth. Meanwhile, survivors like Annie Farmer, who testified against Maxwell, are furious. It's very disappointing these things are happening behind closed doors. This all comes as pressure mounts on the DOJ to release the sealed Epstein files. Files, according to the Wall Street Journal, reportedly named Donald Trump multiple times. Well, of course, that is not a secret. Donald Trump did go on his plane, going back and forth from Palm Beach to New York when his plane was broken. All right, yes, there are pictures of Trump and Epstein at different events. That does not mean any criminality. So it's not a far stretch to consider that Trump's name is in those files. Now, the DOJ has refused to release further records despite previous promises, and yet Ghislaine Maxwell now has the ear of powerful men in the Justice Department. This is just a legal development. It is a tectonic shift in the Epstein saga. The question is now, who are the 100 names? What did she reveal? And is a pardon already being engineered behind the scenes? The dam is cracking. The secrets are no longer safe. ABC reporting. Look at this face. Oh, yeah, look at all the ghosts of Epstein, all of them behind her. Yes. And it was a horror show, according to Bucky. Trump's former lawyer, now Deputy AG, spent 2 days Ghislaine Maxwell and handed her limited immunity to spill 100 names. And he says that's not justice, that's witness protection for predators in power. Well, we talked about this yesterday. Okay? It was Senator Blumenthal who floated this idea that Trump could give her a pardon. Well, you know what? That's a question we have to wrestle with. Are we willing to give Ghislaine Maxwell full immunity and a full pardon in exchange for every single one of those predators? Would you do? I mean, wait. Okay? What's the cost benefit here? What are we going to get as a nation? All right? One who helped to perpetrate those crimes, or all the people on that frickin' list that could topple governments, finally having justice for those victims. Which would you want to have? It's a very difficult question because she was part and parcel to those crimes and she was convicted for them. But if she talks and we get the list, we get the names, and she confesses everything, you tell me, guys. You guys tell me. Okay, so let's listen to David Marcus, who is the attorney for Ghislaine Maxwell.
Could answered all the questions truthfully, honestly, and to the best of her ability.
There is every reason to fear that Donald Trump...
Now that is, now this obviously Chuck Schumer.
...to fear that Donald Trump could offer Ghislaine Maxwell a pardon in exchange for silence or even worse, phony exoneration.
Answered all the questions truthfully.
I want to know, what do you guys think? And here, this is totally bizarre. This is just as bizarre as it gets. Just in, a mysterious object spotted in space could be a hostile alien spacecraft slated to attack our planet in November. Harvard astrophysicists tell New York Times this comes just hours after Trump said a Harvard president is on the Epstein list. Yeah, if you ask me, like, somebody got a picture of Elon Musk's Starlink satellites constellation. I don't know, guys. Oh, is that a space alien? Is it coming for us? Let's see what this says. Atlas is not an alien spacecraft. Multiple scientific sources articles prove it was an interstellar object. It's a comet. It's a comet? Or is it our date with destiny? Here we have more. Ghislaine Maxwell attorney David Oscar on what happened today. This is a clip with a gaggle outside of looks perhaps the prison. Let's listen.
Hey everybody, we finished for the day. We started this morning right around 9 o'clock and went to now lunchtime, and we're finished after all day yesterday and today. Ghislaine answered every single question asked of her over the last day and a half. She answered those questions honestly, truthfully, to the best of her ability. She never invoked a privilege. She never refused to answer a question. So we're very proud of her. We're proud of how the process has worked over the past day and a half. I will say this. She has been treated unfairly for the past 5 years. She didn't get a fair trial. We're still appealing to the Supreme Court. We're going to be filing a reply in the Supreme Court on a petition on Monday. Remember, people have questioned her honesty, which I think is just wrong. Remember, a juror lied to get onto the jury, admitted to lying to get onto her jury. She did not get a fair trial. No prosecutor even mentioned her until Epstein died. So we feel that the process for Ghislaine has been unfair. She was denied bail. She was treated worse than an animal in jail when she was first held, woken up every 15 minutes. So we're just trying to get through the process where we are now and get her some relief. So that's where we are today.
Do you feel like you're going to get some relief as a result of the conversations you've been having the last couple of days?
We don't know. We don't know how it's going to play out. We just know that this was the first opportunity she's ever been given to answer questions about what happened. And so the truth will come about what happened with Mr. Epstein, and she's the person who's answering those questions.
And could this affect her appeal in any way?
We don't think this will affect her appeal. We're appealing on a very important ground, which is the government at the time promised Jeffrey Epstein that any potential co-conspirators would not be prosecuted. And so she deserves that promise. And I'm surprised. I don't think President Trump knows that the Justice Department took the position that that promise should not be upheld. President Trump is the ultimate deal maker. He knows that a promise made on behalf of the government should bind the government. And so we're hoping the Supreme Court agrees with us that when the U.S. Attorney's Office in the Southern District of Florida promised that no potential co-conspirators would be prosecuted, that bound the Southern District of Florida.
Are you looking for a new deal here?
This is not the end of the story. What are they saying over here?
Maxwell told them yesterday. Ghislaine Maxwell.
Let me just get the point here. Ghislaine Maxwell gave the DOJ information about 100 different people.
100 people, Ghislaine Maxwell told them yesterday and today. Her lawyer says she answered questions about roughly 100 people during her meetings with Deputy Attorney General and former personal attorney to President Trump, Todd Blanche. CNN Chief Legal Affairs Correspondent Paula Reed is with us on this. She is tracking all of the details. Do we know anything else about what they discussed, Paula?
Well, we're learning a little bit, but there's still more questions than answers. We know the two sides met today for about 3 hours. After talking through the day yesterday, once again, her lawyer said she answered every question that she was asked. She did not invoke privilege. And when really pressed on exactly what she's being asked about, the lawyer said that they've asked about every single possible thing you can imagine, but then revealed that she was asked about maybe 100 different people. She answered questions about everybody and did not hold anything back. I think that's sort of the biggest headline we've gotten out of these meetings so far.
Ghislaine Maxwell told them yesterday and today.
Oh, yeah, baby. The dam is breaking. From the creators of Alligator Alcatraz, immunity from pedophile. Ghislaine Maxwell received limited immunity during meetings with Deputy Attorney General, according to ABC News, as we just disclosed. Let's continue. We have more. Here's the Fox News angle.
More transparent. New at 2, Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche's meeting with convicted sex trafficker Ghislaine Maxwell has ended. This as critics are calling for more transparency in the Jeffrey Epstein investigation. Welcome back as we have 2 of America Reports. I'm in New York, and Bill, great to have you here today.
Great to be with you as well, Sandra. I'm Bill Malugin in Los Angeles. John Roberts has the day off. That meeting Sandra just mentioned just wrapped up moments ago. Maxwell was escorted back to the prison from the courthouse in Tallahassee. Her attorney said they had a, quote, productive meeting with Blanche, but details of their talks still remain under wraps right now.
All right, Fox Team coverage is at the ready. Chief Legal Correspondent Shannon Bream is live here in New York City, standing by with analysis. Let's get to our justice correspondent, David Spunt. He's got the latest from Washington for us. So, David, what else did Maxwell's attorney say?
Well, he said a lot. We wish we could be in and hear what was said in the actual meeting. This meeting was a lot shorter than it was yesterday, but this was a 2-day event. The highlight, though, it appears that her team wants a pardon. Watch.
We're going to take one day at a time. I know that's very cliche, but it's true because things are happening so quickly. We haven't spoken to the president or anybody about a pardon just yet. And you know, listen, the president this morning said he had the power to do so. We hope he exercises that power in the right and just way.
Wow. But the president leaving the White House today was asked directly about a pardon or commutation of
New at 2, Deputy Attorney.
And you heard the president's response. Oh, we're not going to ask for one right at this moment, but yeah, they're going to work towards it. Here is, okay, so this person says he is going to pardon Ghislaine Maxwell and clear his name, isn't he? So everyone is like implying Donald Trump's guilt. That's what everybody wants to, that's what all these Democrats are so happy to say, let's release the list, because they think that Trump is going to get implicated in some sort of nefarious scandal with Jeffrey Epstein. Now, President Trump has already declared, I'm not going to the island, yada, yada, yada. Like this guy, he's going to clear his name. Let's see what President Trump said here. This was on 7/24 of 2025 at 5:32 p.m. The radical left Democrats are doing everything in their power to distract and obfuscate from our great 6 months of service to America, results of which many are saying is the best 6 months in presidential history. They've gone absolute crazy. You're playing another Russia hoax, but this time under the guise of what we call the Jeffrey Epstein scam. As things are revealed, and I hope will take place quickly, you will see that it is yet another Democrat con job. Hopefully the grand jury files will put an end to this hoax. Everyone should see what is there, but people who are innocent should not be hurt. Make America great again. So as he's referring to the grand jury situation, the grand jury, the judge, the Obama judge, refused to unseal those records. We're going to wait and see if there's an appeal, if there's something else that's actionable. But remember this moment? Oh, here's Slick Willie. This is an amazing moment. I remember when this clip came out. This is Juan Moore News, who was able to score a question on Bill Clinton about the Epstein case. Check this out.
Bill Clinton.
Any comments on the alleged allegation of your connection with Jeffrey Epstein?
Got hundreds. Yeah, I think the evidence is clear. I mean, dude, look at his face. Look at his face when he is asked the question. Watch Slick Willie. I'm gonna play it in slow motion. Okay, there's his handler. He's listening to the question. He's like, "Oh man," he said, "Epstein." He says, "Get out of here. We gotta go." And here he is. He's like, "Oh, Epstein." In his mind, he's looking. He's thinking about all those girls. He's like, "Oh yeah, that was such a great time with all those kids." Oh, Slick. Look at him in a moment of reflection before the cameras, thinking about all those visits, all those massages, all those secret meetings. Yeah, who will ever forget that moment? Let's check in back with the president, though, because this is a longer clip that I think needs to be played in full. We're going to get to Pat Harrington about subpoenaing Maxwell in a second, but I want to play, let's see, there's a longer version as well. Okay, this I think is the longer version here.
Interview going on. Todd Blanche is a great gentleman. He's a great man. He's a great lawyer. He's got a great heart. But he's over there now. I don't know exactly what's happening, but I certainly can't talk about pardons.
Can you trust what she's telling him? Convicted trafficker who's eager to get out of prison.
Well, you know, he's a professional lawyer. I think he's been through things like this before. But, you know, you should focus on Clinton. You should focus on the president of Harvard, the former president of Harvard. You should focus on some of the hedge fund guys. I'll give you a list. These guys lived with Jeffrey Epstein. I sure as hell didn't. Thank you very much.
Mr. President, this is only part of the
Did you hear like what he said there? He gave you a list of people that he knows. Oh my goodness. Let's check in with Alex.
Epstein. 20 days ago, when the current Epstein firestorm broke, I told everyone President Trump had given the orders to have them shut down the investigation. And I speculated why he was doing that. People said, "You're a traitor. He didn't order it." Now it's all admitted he did. But I said it may be because he believes the news is bad. It'll bring down the market because of all the corporate and governmental leaders involved, mainly Democrats, like the head of Harvard and Bill Gates and others. And now it's come out that that's exactly the case. He threw down the gauntlet today. The video's posted below just about an hour ago, while boarding Marine One. And he said, "No, I've got a list of who actually lived with Epstein, who stayed with him and everything else, and we'll just go ahead and release all that." Yeah, he's had it all, folks. He's whatever Comey and the rest of them didn't destroy. But there's been a lot of different investigations. So I told you I've researched this for many, many years. I mean, the Epstein thing for 20 years. One of the first ever cover did. And I've been checking into Trump for over 10 years on this. Found nothing. So it was so uncharacteristic to have him say, "Shut up, don't look at it, you're not MAGA if you do this," which would blow it up so big. And some people said, okay, this is, million D chess. It'll make the Democrats all freak out and blame him. And then he'll release all the horrible stuff on the Democrats, the corporate leaders. He could have already done that. He obviously made the decision that it was too destabilizing for the country and the stock market to do it. And I've talked to high-level folks, and they said, yeah, I was right about that. It's not because he's implicated. There's the recycled stuff, fake Jane Does, claiming that Melania was basically a whore that worked for Epstein. That was all lies. There's a bunch of stuff they put in there to piss Trump off. But now end up bringing it all out. Just watch. And I've been saying that's what he needs to do. That's what I've been advising the president. Roger's been advising him to do. And so we are tomorrow's news today. And this is good news. Trump needs to release it all. He's got a few poison pills, some recycled crap in there about him. But the real meat and potatoes is Bill Gates and the rest of them, and Bill Clinton and Hillary and their known human trafficking, the Clintons and the rest of it. So this is huge news. I'll be live in about 15 minutes here on X.
Love you, Alex. Love that. All right, let's check in with this clip from, this is Representative Pat Harrington. Says subpoenaing Ghislaine Maxwell was a powerful move and the first step to handing over everything she knows about Epstein to the American people. Listen.
Obvious reasons, but I think we should.
Maxwell, what say you to that? Think's good?
Yeah, I think it is good, and I think we should subpoena her. We obviously did. It'll be interesting to see that feedback. I don't think that we can take it with 100% trust, obviously, or for obvious reasons, but I think that the American people deserve a chance to hear her speak, and I think that they'll get that opportunity. So I think it's a good positive development for something that has been very, very cloudy and murky, and incredibly difficult, if not impossible, for people to understand.
Yeah. Subpoenaing Ghislaine Maxwell. Here's Scott Jennings roasting Jamil Hill for her tone-deaf response in the Epstein case fallout, reminding her this is not a game.
Kind of smoking gun. But the fact is, because of how he used this conspiracy theory to further solidify himself with his base, they're not going to buy whatever he says. So now he's got to produce some kind of smoking gun. And if there isn't one, nobody's going to believe it. So I'm just very satisfied by seeing him make such a huge unforced error.
I have to say, your use of the word delicious to start your comments, and then you're saying that you're very satisfied. But, we are talking about a situation here where young women were abused. This is a tragic case. Maxwell's in jail because she helped traffic the women. This is a very, very tragic case. I see Democrats and people on the left taking great political delight in this because they don't care one bit about the victims. They only started caring this about 5 minutes ago. They only started caring 5 minutes ago when it was a cudgel against Trump. So this kind of language where we just sort of laugh about the situation but forget the underlying issue, the victims here, to me, it's beyond the pale.
But the fact
is beyond the bill. Scott Jennings nailing it on the head as usual. So huge developments on the Epstein case today, and we're going to keep tracking this. And we got this. What is this, Tim Burchett? Sorry, don't false start, false end. Where did you hear about Tim Burchett? What did he say?
Who are his? Yeah, I would hope that we could get to the bottom of it. I want to know the money trail. I want to know who employed was Epstein a foreign agent, who was who are his benefactors. I want to know the way that they access these children. I want to know names of the people that were involved. I don't care about people who flew on his dadgum plane. President Trump has stated multiple times he flew on his plane. As a matter of fact, he banned that dirtbag from Mar-a-Lago over 15 years ago. I'm tired of hearing people trying to pin Trump to it. Trump has been out front saying that he knew the guy, and he banned him from Mar-a-Lago. Each in the same circles. It's just like me. I know a lot of dirtbags myself, but I would hope that we could follow the money trail and just see where it all leads. And hopefully in all this, and I warn people, we need to protect the name of the innocent. Then they were children at the time that were raped, over 1,000 apparently. Yeah. And I've been told we bring down governments and places all over the world. Well, if they're built on this, dadgummit, we ought to bring them because they are, to me, they're doing business with the devil, and I'm sure Mr. Epstein's dealing with him right now.
Wow. If you got value from this report, tap subscribe. My final thought is next. Now, this is it, Patriots, the moment that we have waited for. Ghislaine Maxwell isn't just talking. She's singing like a canary with her tail on fire. 100 names. Think about that. 100 people connected to Epstein's operation, and she's giving them all to the feds. No more sealed files. No more protected princes. No more Hollywood perverts hiding behind publicists. And Trump's ready to drop the list, and you better believe Bill Clinton is sweating bullets with his 28 flights on the Lolita Express. The media is trying to spin it. Jamil Hill's having meltdowns, but they can't stop what is coming. And Tim Burchett just warned us this could bring down governments. Good. Let them fall. So here's my question. Do you believe that Trump will actually release the full list with zero redactions? Yes or no? Hit this. Let's continue the conversation and grab your next news merch from the merch shop. Help us expose President Otto Penn. Support Alligator, Alcatraz, and pick your favorite member of the administration at shop.nextnewsnetwork.com, where you can trigger a liberal today. Okay, lots of super chats coming in. You guys are fired up today. Arrest O'Biden says, arrest Obama now. Thank you for that $5. We're going to put that in the jar. Jeffrey Epstein. What? Jeffrey Epstein is here? Guys, I'm not dead. I'm literally right here. Okay, that's hilarious. That is absolutely hilarious. We got a super chat from Jeffrey Epstein from beyond the grave, or from his secret hideout. from the witness protection program. And then we got this from Tom B420. He says, thanks, Gary and team N3 for life. We're going to drop $10 from Tom B in the jar. Who else is with us? We've also got Pothead Kenny. What's up, Pothead Kenny? Good to see you. And he says, thank you, Gary, Angie, Brian, Todd, Brett, Thomas R. Boyd, and all of you for being part of mine and Kathy's life. I truly love you. Yappers! Pothead Kenny, right there, my friend. Okay, let's go. We're going to put that in the jar. Bing, bing, bing. Bada bing, bada bing. All right, let's find out the answer to that question, Brian. What is it? You guys said Lolita Flyer. Well, it was actually Eagle. Come on, guys. Eagle. Bill Clinton's actual Secret Service code name was Eagle. Ironic considering where he flew. All right, moving right along, we're going to head into America's darkest medical secret. But first, a trivia question. What bizarre item was found in the first human heart transplant patient's chest? A, 2 hearts beating. B, a pocket watch from 1892. C, his wife's love letter. Or D, a rubber duck from surgery prep. We're going to find out after this segment. You can drop your answer in the chat, in the poll, or in the comments below. We're going to get right into this bizarre story that, you know what? That's the reason I always was hesitant to even talk, or even, not talk, but sign that the back of your driver's license. You ever go to the driver's license facility? Oh, you want to be an organ donor? I'm like, hell no. I heard stories. Well, now we're finding out. Hospitals caught harvesting the living. They told us to trust the science, trust the doctors, and trust the system. But what happens when that system views you as nothing more than spare parts? When hospitals see dollar signs instead of heartbeats? RFK Jr. just exposed the medical establishment's darkest secrets, and it's more horrifying than anything you've ever imagined. Patients showing signs of life, moving on operating tables, waking up moments before being carved up for organs. Now, this is not some horror movie. This is actually happening in American hospitals. It's happening right now. And the video evidence is undeniable. The testimonies are devastating, and the medical industrial is scrambling to keep you from learning what they have been doing behind those operating room doors. You need to hear this. Now, before we do, you probably think your 401k is safe, but it wasn't designed to make you wealthy. It was built to shift retirement costs and risk onto you, leaving your savings exposed to crashes, inflation, and chaos. But Americans are waking up and taking control with real assets like gold. Noble Gold Investments has helped thousands secure their future by converting part of their 401k into a tax-advantaged gold IRA without penalties or headaches. It's safe and smart. Visit nextnewsgold.com to get your free wealth protection kit and discover how to safeguard your savings. Open a qualified account today and receive 2 5-ounce silver America the Beautiful coins absolutely free. That's nextnewsgold.com, your exit from the danger zone. Or call that number, 877-646-5347. And when the guys over there pick up the phone, tell them Gary Franchi said hello. Okay, so are you ready for this? This is scary stuff, man. Scary, scary stuff. Here is HS Gov organ transplant chief Secretary Kennedy calling for reforms to the organ donation system after alarming reports that doctors tried to remove organs from patients who still showed signs of life. Thank you, God, for Robert F. Kennedy stepping into HHS. if he wasn't there, if we had another administration, everything that is happening right now with our health, with our with the jabs, we would not be learning the truth. Everything would be swept under the rug. Check this out.
What are some... All right, now to this, an alarming story to put it mildly. HHS Secretary RFK Jr. is calling for reforms to the U.S. organ donation system. This comes after an investigation unearthed a whole lot of reports of doctors, American doctors, trying to remove organs from patients who still show signs of life, brain activity. Secretary Kennedy says, quote, "Our findings showed that hospitals allowed the organ procurement process to begin when patients showed signs of life, and this is horrifying. The entire system must be fixed to ensure every potential donor's life is treated with the sanctity it deserves." So let's bring in the HHS organ transplant chief, Dr. Raymond Lynch. Doctor, thank you for joining us on this. Going to read you this quick New York Times headline. Doctors were prepared for their organs, then they woke up. A federal investigation found a Kentucky nonprofit pushed hospital workers towards surgery despite signs of revival in patients. Does this shock and horrify you as much as it does a layperson like me to hear?
Yeah, I think everybody has a right to expect better from the system than what we saw in our investigation.
To not be murdered, essentially.
Well, so
to have your organs harvested.
Clear that the investigation did not find that. This was that the individuals were not being appropriately evaluated, meaning that they weren't doing a good job or an acceptable job identifying the individuals who could be organ donors.
All right, well, let's talk about this, though. The study that your organization carried out found at least 28 patients may not have been deceased at the time organ procurement was initiated. So how do you, I mean, what is that? What do you describe that as?
So not to get too into the details, and I'm not in any way undercutting the investigation here and the need to do better. But what we found in our investigation was that those 28 individuals did not have a time of death, meaning that, again, this organ procurement organization, the group that the federal government pays to do this work, it was finding individuals who did not go on to pass away. That they had an operation to recover their organs, but it does mean that they got care that was inappropriate to them.
I see. Okay, thank you for clarifying. That is an important distinction there. What are some other, out of 103 cases, the HHS study found 29.3% showed concerning features.
Yeah, so this is something, again, that I want to stress that we expect better of the system. The main features here were that they were not doing an adequate job identifying who could be organ donor candidates, or if they made that initial assessment, that they didn't.
Let's keep going. There's some more to break down here. Okay, here's a haunting video. Shows a man thought to be brain dead moments before he woke up in the operating table during organ donation surgery. 36-year-old Thomas T.J. Hoover II was being honor walked at a Baptist Health Richmond Hospital in Kentucky, October 2021, a practice where loved one's staff flows to honor a patient taken off life support. However, Hoover, hospitalized after an overdose, wasn't dead and moments later attempted to pull out his own teeth as the surgery started. The transplant was ultimately canceled, prompting several employees to resign. Before the procedure, Hoover's family expressed concerns that he was still alive as his eyes were open and he appeared to be looking around while being wheeled into the operating room. They were reassured it was a common reflex. So this is the moment when he was being honor walked. How crazy is this? And then shortly thereafter, he woke up, still showing signs of life. Oh, horrible. Now let's listen in on NTD.
The Department of Health and Human Services is moving to reform the organ transplant industry in states. Now, this follows a study that found that some hospitals allowed organ procurement, killing people for their organs, despite patients showing signs of life. According to the HHS, they examined more than 300 cases where organ donation was authorized but not completed. And what it found was that nearly 30% of the cases showed concerning features, including, it says, 73 patients with neurological signs incompatible with organ donation. The people were not brain dead. They were still alive. They say at least 28 patients may not have been deceased at the time of organ procurement was initiated. Some hospitals follows a study of signs incompatible with organ donation, meaning the people were not brain dead. They were still alive. They say at least 28 patients may not have been deceased at the time of organ procurement was initiated. And RFK Jr. and the HHS are going to be moving to fix this. RFK Jr. said our findings show hospitals allowed the organ procurement process to begin when patients showed signs of life, and this is horrifying. He said the organ procurement organizations that coordinate access to transplants will be held accountable.
Yeah, they should be. So, let's see. We have this health secretary. Here's more from News Nation. Okay, let's listen to this woman here. Please listen and take note. You opt out of organ donation.
Not dead. It's a lie. There's no such thing as brain death. If your heart is beating, you're not dead. It's a lie. You're not dead. It's a lie. It was a lie that was manufactured so that they could do their eugenics, taking organs from one person to the next. First of all, you cannot take an organ from a dead body, from a cadaver. Within 3 minutes of no oxygen, you're going to start damaging cells. Within 5 minutes, you're going to have cellular death. You have got to be alive to take your organs. That's the end of it. You're not dead. Who makes the best organ donor? Under 30 with a beating heart, a circulation, and ideally on a ventilator. When is the decision made to take your organs? Very early on, probably before you are even aware what they are doing. Because the treatment to preserve your organs is very different to the treatment to save your life. In the UK on the 22nd of May, everybody became an organ donor unless you opt out. People do not know. So the minute that you make that 999 phone call, everything's up there on the screen. They know who you are. This is why they want you on a digital system. Your entire medical history is going to be fed through AI, how much tax you pay, what you're worth to the system. And that's going to come up with whether you're a yay or a nay. Are you getting life-saving treatment? On end there. What age are you? Are you then for organ donor? This is very important that people know this. And so you have to ask, what is this? It's eugenics. It's eugenics.
Holy cow. Okay, check this out. Tom Gilmore via David Harris Jr., RFK Jr. ended the horrific organ transplant abuses under previous HHS. Organs were taken from people still showing signs of life. The broad scope is under, well, we have this. This is from, this is actual post from RFK Jr. Her findings show that hospitals allow the organ procurement process to begin when patients showed signs of life. This is horrifying. The organ procurement organizations that coordinate access to transplants will be held accountable. The entire system must be fixed to ensure that every potential donor's life is treated with the sanctity that it deserves. Okay, so here's the broad scope. RFK announcing major reforms. Investigation revealed systemic failures, including organ retrieval initiated on patients showing signs of life. HRSA reviewed 351 cases where organ donation was authorized but not completed, identifying serious issues in 29.3% of cases. Patients not deceased, at least 28 patients may not have been deceased when organ procurement began. Findings via small investigation. Neurological signs ignored. 73 patients showed neurological signs like consciousness incompatible with organ donation. Pain procedures. Multiple patients exhibited signs of pain or distress during organ retrieval preparations. Coerced consent. Families faced pressure to authorize donations compromising informed consent. Premature life support removal. Hospital staff were urged to remove life support prematurely. Protocol violations. A Kentucky OPO failed to follow the 5-minute post-death observation rule. Negligence overlooked. A prior OPTN review under the Biden administration dismissed concerns despite evidence of misconduct. Vulnerable hospitals, smaller and rural hospitals, significant oversight and protocol gaps. So that's the actual finding in a nutshell. This is from 3 days ago from Representative Marinette Miller Weeks, who is an MD, mom, doctor, veteran congresswoman, probably serving Iowa's 1st district, member of the House Commerce and Veterans Affairs. And here she is, a physician. Organ donation starts with trust. As a physician, former OR nurse, and someone who knows loss, I know how personal this is to restore confidence in the system for donors, families, and every life waiting. Listen.
Ensure they were brain dead. I probably have a unique perspective coming into this hearing. So first and foremost, I was a newly made lieutenant at Walter Reed, where having been an emergency room nurse, I was then a neurosurgical nurse working on a floor that had comatose patients, brain dead patients, and talking with family members, doing studies, sure they were brain dead, and then talking to those family members about organ donation. Then I did that as an emergency room doctor, serving on trauma, doing a general surgery internship in a very busy hospital, Bexar County Hospital in San Antonio, and then finally through my residency in ophthalmology. So both as a nurse and as a physician have been in those very delicate conversations with family members, determining first and foremost that their family member is in fact brain dead and may not continue to have a viable life. And then as a physician and ophthalmologist, doing vision-saving corneal transplant surgery on children, on adults with chemical injury or heritable diseases. And so when I say that donation is only possible due to the public trust and generosity of families, I know that firsthand. I probably have a unique perspective.
So if you got value from this report, tap subscribe. My final thought is next. So this is why people don't trust doctors anymore. This is why Americans are ripping up their donor cards. When Thomas Hoover woke up on that operating table, he exposed an industry that treats human beings like automotive junkyards. They declared him brain dead while his brain was very much alive. They started the honor walk while he still had a fight left. RFK Jr. isn't just reforming, burning down a corrupt temple where profits matter more than patience, and Representative Miller Meeks nailed it. Trust is gone, and it should be. How many people were harvested while still alive? How many families were lied to? How many doctors looked the other way? So here's my question. Should doctors who harvest organs from living patients, should they face murder charges? Drop a yes or no. Let's continue the conversation in the comments. And if you want to support our work at the Next News Now, go to shop.nextnewsnetwork.com. Help us expose President Otto Penn, Alligator, Alcatraz. Pick your favorite member of the administration and trigger a liberal today. Okay, I want to know what the answer to this question is, but first we have, let's be for real. Character bowing down, saying thank you. And thank you for that. That's $10 right there in the jar. We're going to decide here. For Anger Xbox, he says, where do you think the missing kids are at? Ouch. Yeah. $2 for that one. Okay. And then we got Jody LaDolce. $4.99. Is there any agency where evil is not infiltrated? They are over our food, our meds, our water, etc. Unbelievable. Arrests need to happen across the board. I agree. They all need to be held accountable. Whew, what a Friday we're having. We're at $93.63 in Super Chats. We only need about $7, and we're going to break 100. Who's going to give us $7 today so that we can have some drinking money for the weekend? Who's going to give Gary some drinking money? Just kidding. No, I am not drinking like I used to. I'm actually going to the gym, eating healthy, and trying to lose this weight. Yeah, I know. Listen, it's a struggle. We all do it, but anyway, what am I saying? We need $7. Can we crack 100? All right, so what bizarre item was found in the first human heart? It was A, 2 hearts beating. You guys got it right. Dr. Christian Barnard left both hearts in Louis Washkansky for 18 minutes. 2 hearts beating slowly. 18 minutes. All right, don't go anywhere. It's time to get an update on Alligator Alcatraz. Yeah, baby, what is going on? But first, a trivia question. We're going to get an answer after the segment. What did Alcatraz inmates claim was worse than isolation? A, the screaming seagulls driving them insane. B, guards karaoke night every Tuesday. C, the warden's motivational speeches. Or D, mandatory square dancing hour. Drop your answer in the chat, comment, or poll. We're going to find out the answer after this segment. So let's get right into it. New developments in the Alligator Alcatraz success story are proving what we've said all along. Tough enforcement works. Florida's revolutionary detention facility is delivering results. The open borders crowd panic. Every single detainee chose to stay there rather than accept immediate deportation. So think about what that means. They'd rather face concrete bunkers and patrolling gators than go home. Governor DeSantis just demolished critics with facts they can't refute. Representative Ingogolia's message to illegals is spreading like wildfire because it's working, and self-deportations are up. Border crossings are down. So what's happening inside those razor wire fences? Restoring law and order to our immigration system. The latest reports from America's most effective detention facility prove that when you get serious criminals, they get the message. So keep on watching. And while politicians debate immigration policy from their comfortable offices, real solutions are happening on the ground. Just like Florida took bold action with Alligator Alcatraz, Americans are taking control of their health with Blood Flow 7 from Juvenon. This doctor-formulated supplement boosts nitric levels 230%. Arteries up 62%, improving blood flow naturally. Better circulation means more oxygen to your brain for sharp decision making, more energy to stand up for your values, and better overall vitality. One daily dose has improved my stamina, my focus, and my heart health without stimulants. Can you tell? No more waiting for broken systems to fix themselves. Visit bloodflow7.com/NNN and take control today. You'll find it linked in the description. Now, before we get to this breaking news on Alligator Alcatraz, just in, 2 medical workers in California have been charged for interfering with immigration enforcement after they reportedly attempted to block federal agents from taking an illegal alien into custody. Here is the footage that is now circulating.
Is he alone? Let him go. You get your hands off of him. Hey. Let go. I'm just telling you, watch
Whoa, yeah, you're about to FAFO. 2 hospital workers in California have been charged with allegedly forcibly assaulting, impeding, and interfering with ICE agents as they're arresting a Honduran illegal immigrant who fled on foot inside the Ontario Advanced Surgical Center where he was not a patient. Check this out.
Our own Bill. All right, Emily, thank you. Breaking this hour, a Fox News exclusive. A pair of medical workers who blocked ICE agents from arresting an illegal immigrant in California are now facing criminal charges. Hello and welcome, everyone. I'm Sandra Smith in New York, and that exclusive reporting from our own Bill Malugin, who we have the pleasure of joining us today. Bill, great to see you.
Hey, Sandra, great to see you as well. Happy Friday to you. I'm Bill Malugin here in Los Angeles. This is America Report. This is reporting we just got within the last hour or so. The 2 suspects here now both facing federal obstruction charges, and law enforcement sources confirming to Fox News one of them was arrested earlier this morning.
Yeah, Chief Correspondent Jonathan Hunt, he's got the very latest for us live right now. Jonathan, what are we learning?
Good afternoon, Sandra. Well, this incident happened on July 8th in Ontario, about 30 miles east of Los Angeles. According to the criminal complaint, ICE officers were conducting, quote, moving immigration-related operations when they followed a truck that made a sharp turn into the parking lot of a surgery center. The officers then, quote, decided to conduct a consensual encounter with the 3 adult males who were inside the truck. 2 of them ran. One, who according to the ICE affidavit was, quote, later identified as an illegal alien, ran into the surgery center, and that's where staff at the center got involved. 2 of those Jose de Jesus Ortega and Danielle Nadine de Villa have now been charged for allegedly interfering and trying to block the ICE agents who followed the illegal immigrant into the surgery center. In the video, they can be seen and
Well,
heard.
I guess we know where those illegals are going. Alligator, Alcatraz. But liberals are, of course, freaking out. Here's Sirius XM. This is their account that they're promoting their Blue Sky Social. That is where all the leftist liberal loons went to. That's the social network when Elon bought X. Blue Sky Social. Last night, they write here on the Dean Obadiah show, Anna for Florida talked about the horrific conditions at Alligator Alcatraz. The horrific conditions. Yeah, well, maybe if you didn't come across the border illegally, and maybe if you self-deported, you wouldn't have these problems. So, should we listen? Okay, I want to hear what you got to say. I want to hear how bad it is.
And I can tell you that there are like insects in the food, the water wasn't clean, they couldn't shower for 4 days, that kind of stuff. Did you see any evidence of that when you were there? Or I know they kind of sanitize it because they're bringing you for a special visit.
Oh, for sure. I mean, when we went there, you know, they're showing us how they clean the water canisters, and they had paper boxes for lunch set up. It's not a lot of food. I mean, it really isn't. It's a little sandwich and a bag of chips and a small apple. I mean, there's no kitchen. Everything is trucked in. And of course, it's important to note that it's incredibly expensive what they're doing. I mean, this is going to cost more than $500 million of public money. It's already cost more than $220 million based on contracts we were able to secure. With that said, I can tell you that the horror stories that we're hearing Chinese and are loved.
Okay, so first, what's the cost benefit on this facility versus having them take all of our social welfare programs over and go to our hospitals and overwhelm them in our schools? What's the cost benefit here, honey?
Ones has gotten even more extreme to the point where lawyers are unable to access their clients. We actually have a loved one today who reported to me that her family member's court appointment at the Chrome detention facility, which is in Miami, got canceled because the judge there said he will not hear any cases from the Everglades because that's not his jurisdiction. And the reality is that there is no judge at the Everglades. So these are folks who are there in purgatory, no right? No due process, not knowing what's going to come
next. Okay, cry harder, honey. Cry harder. Okay, I mean, you know, there's a there, and they're getting ready to be deported. Okay, James Plickhart posted this, that someone brought a cell phone into Alligator Alcatraz and leaked the photos. What do we got here?
So somebody has a cell phone inside of Alligator Alcatraz, and they've been releasing proof of the conditions in there. And I'm gonna have to show you because you guys would not believe this if I told you. So this is the chow hall, and they're literally making human beings eat at tables that have tablecloths on them, and the food. All the maggots in the food. I mean, would you look at this? Like, that doesn't even look edible. That's crazy. And not just the quality of the food, but these portions. I mean, who could survive off of that? Meanwhile, if you're an American citizen and you're sitting in county jail waiting on your due process, or you're doing your sentence in prison, they could be feeding you like, or whatever in the hell this is. Or this one. I've eaten this one many times. And y'all fell for this and got all up in your pretty pig feelings and started calling this Alligator Auschwitz because people with an agenda sold you a narrative and you're weak-minded. Enjoy that. So somebody has a cell phone.
Oh, you gotta love it. Those portions were actually looked like pretty good food. Yeah, I mean, clearly satire. Okay, the older millennial. I love this guy. Wall Street. I don't know who needs to see this. Everybody needs to know this. Not a single person has to stay at Alligator Alcatraz. Everyone chose to be there because every single prisoner that is brought there is first offered a chance to leave by self-deporting.
At no cost. Do y'all understand that not a single person has to stay at Alligator Alcatraz? Like, you get that every one of them chose to be there because every single prisoner that is brought to Alligator Alcatraz is first offered a flight to their home country at no cost. Like, that's what happens when you're caught by ICE and you're taken to Alligator Alcatraz. The first thing they do is they say, you don't have to spend a fucking day here. If you'd like, right now, we can take you to the airport and put you on a plane to your home country. Every single one of them gets that offer. So anybody who is staying at Alligator Alcatraz chose to be there. And also, let me give you some info as somebody who recently spent about a week and a half in jail. The conditions at Alligator Alcatraz, like the bed setup and the bathrooms and especially the food, way fucking better than county jail. Fucking light years better than county jail, especially the food, because fuck, food in jail sucks. So yeah, stop fucking complaining. Those people chose to be there. They could have got on a plane that very same day. They never to be there. And the conditions they're enjoying there are a lot fucking better than county. So if you're just going to complain on their behalf, hush. Do y'all understand?
Oh, man. Sorry for the F-bombs there, but... Okay, let's check in with Ron DeSantis, who is giving the smackdown. Listen.
That they are not. There are several families that are saying that the people inside the facility that are their family members aren't getting medications. Can you explain this and talk about that?
So I like Kevin, but I'm sure he's going to debunk it. I mean, like, I seriously, you have to ask yourself on some of the stuff. Just the desire to like create narratives and like these Democrat politicians parading down here and doing all this stuff. And I'm just thinking to myself, I've never seen one of you show up to comfort an angel mom who's lost a child because of the alien crime. I've never seen you raise any concern about the victims of illegal immigration. Not one time have I seen these Democrats caravan anywhere in this state, hold a press conference to be able to stand in solidarity with victims. I've never seen that. These are stunts that they're pulling because they're increasingly politically irrelevant in this state, and they're trying to latch on to whatever they can, to create phony narratives. But I will let Kevin address that.
Phony narrative, that's what the left is the best at. Here is Blase Ingaglia, excuse me, at the press conference today.
Governor Ron DeSantis. Good morning, everyone. Blase Ingaglia, Chief Financial Officer of the great state of Florida. First, I want to acknowledge and thank President Trump for everything that he is doing to make sure that he is stopping the stem of illegal immigration coming over. And I want to thank our great Governor Ron DeSantis for everything that he is doing. He has basically led on this issue since day one. And we would not be here today. This facility would not be here today if it was not for the governor leading on the issue, because the Governor DeSantis knew the enormity of this problem that was created by the Biden administration. And we knew that somehow we had to get all of these criminal illegal aliens out of the United States so they don't commit any further crimes. And the ones that are in here, illegal immigrants, we're going to have to do something with them. I know people have been saying, well, is this the right thing to do? What about the cost? We have always been talking about the cost of illegal immigration, and the taxpayers are going to bear the cost of it. So I don't want to hear anyone from the left start talking about cost, because this wouldn't, if we wouldn't have a de facto open border the last 4 years under the previous administration, 4 years under Joe Biden. We are doing what is necessary. We are doing what is right to make sure that we stem and stop illegal immigration. This facility and what we are doing at the state and the national level should be a deterrent to make sure that illegals do not continue crossing over the border. I am not going to sit here and I'm not going to apologize for removing criminal illegal aliens from the United States, those who are our communities, effectuating drug trafficking, human trafficking, and ravaging our communities. I make no apologies for saying illegal immigration is a scourge on this country. It needs to stop. It needs to stop now. And if there's any illegal immigrant listening to my voice right now, self-deport. Use the app. We will get you home. Do not come here because be removed. If you want them here, come here legally. Come here the right way. Be part of our communities. We are not going to stand for illegal immigration anymore.
So if you got value from this report, tap subscribe. My final thought is next. So love it or hate it, Alligator Alcatraz is forcing America to face reality. Now, these aren't asylum seekers. They are criminals who chose gator-infested detention over self-deportation. So let that sink in. They'd rather live in concrete bunkers with predators circling than go home. DeSantis called out the hypocrite quickly. Where were they when angel moms buried their children? Where is the outrage for Katie Stenell or Lake and Riley, or the thousands of American victims? Mexico wants their nationals back. Fine, they can have them after they serve their time. So the facility isn't just about detention, it's about deterrence. It's about consequences. It's about putting Americans first for once. So here's my question. Should every border state build their own Alligator-style Alcatraz? Yes or no? Fire off in the comments. Grab our exclusive Alligator Alcatraz at nextnewsnetwork.com and wear your support proudly. All right, where are we at? Check it out. We got the answer to that question. And first, let's see. Bada bing, bada bang, MAGA baby. Our Boyd dropping 5 and Craig dropping 7. We're Nebraska reporting for duty. We're at $115.63. And Craig and our Boyd heard the call. So there's 5 from our Boyd. And then we got 10 from Tom before 20. Was that at the same time? I think that was around the same time. So we have that. And that's from Craig. That's $2 from Craig. And there we go. Put it in the jar. Okay. Now let's find out what the answer to our question was. You guys said screaming seagulls. You were right. The screaming seagulls, Alcatraz inmates said the constant seagull screams were psychological torture worse than solitary. So that's it for the night, folks. The weekend is upon us. What a show we have. We just exposed massive stories the establishment prayed would never see daylight. The Obama firewall isn't just cracking, it's crumbling into dust. His former aides in damage control mode because they know what's coming. Tulsi Gabbard has the receipts, Speaker Johnson has the evidence, and Trump is ready to expose how Obama weaponized our intelligence agencies to sabotage a duly elected president. It's not going away. This is only accelerating. And Ghislaine Maxwell dropping a nuclear bomb from behind bars. 100 names handed to the DOJ. That's 100 names. The Epstein racket that shielded predators for decades is finished. Trump says he'll release the list. When those names drops, watch how fast private jets fuel up for non-extradition countries. The ruling class is terrified because their darkest secrets are about to meet sunlight. RFK Jr. just saved countless lives by exposing hospitals harvesting organs from living patients. Thomas Hoover waking up on that operating table wasn't a miracle. It was proof of systemic evil. When doctors see dollar signs instead of human beings, when they declare dead while you're still fighting, that's not healthcare, that's homicide. Trust in the medical system is shattered, and it should be. And down in the Florida Everglades, Alligator Alcatraz has become the symbol of America's immigration awakening. Criminals choosing Gator Patrol detention over deportation tells you everything. DeSantis calling out the hypocrites, telling illegals to self-deport in Mexico, demands falling on deaf ears. This is what sovereignty looks like, my friends. So to everyone who sent in super chats and rumble rants tonight, like Live Free or Die, who just dropped a 20 spot right there. Great reporting as usual, Gary. You were my saving grace in 2016. I'll always be indebted to you. Thank you. Live free or die. God bless you. Thank you for acknowledging our work going all the way back to 2016. You guys are the backbone of this program. Your support keeps truth alive when big tech tries to silence us, and they certainly have. Every one of your contributions today, thank you. You're not just viewers, you are warriors in the information. So continue telling your friends about the raw feed. Text this show link to 5 people right now. Even though we're ending, the link and the truth will continue to flow. The algorithm cannot stop word of mouth. The censors can't silence personal recommendations. So every new viewer is another crack in their narrative control. Before you go, make sure you check out shop.nextnewsnetwork.com. If you haven't got your Alligator Alcatraz shirt or your President shirt, you need to get it. Trigger Liberal. Support our administration, support our work with our American Badass collection. Wear your patriotism with pride. Now, this is not just a news show, my friends. It's a movement. You're not just an audience. You're an army. Together, we're exposing corruption. We're demanding justice and taking our country back one truth at a time. So thank you for joining the Raw feed today. Keep fighting, keep sharing, and keep supporting independent media. The establishment wants you silent, submissive, and scared. Instead, you're informed, you're activated, and you are unstoppable. We'll see you next time, Patriots. Until then, stay vigilant, stay vocal, and stay free.
Trending high.